Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update and all the physical releases coming to the Nintendo Switch, July the 7th until the 11th. Patapon 1 and 2 Replay is releasing in Europe this week, alongside a Japanese and Asian release. Sorry North America, Bandai has abandoned you once again. They should rename themselves a Bandai. These games were from the Vita era, very well received games that provided very unique gameplay. Side-scrolling but rhythm stuff mixed in, maybe not the kind to look good in a trailer, but when it's in your hands, supposedly a bunch of fun. This Replay edition includes both games in a welcome package for those who missed them the first time around, and I was one of those people, so maybe I'll give it a look this week. The physical is not that expensive at all, and my executive producers, they are excited. Jeddah Crow, Instacritic, Sora Cat, Kava Kava Claw, Big Bruno, Cookie Kid, The Nemo 6, Alexander Cato, Ghost Bune, Jennifer M, Feig, Azura, and Brent McLean have chosen this as their pick of the week. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered is releasing worldwide this week finally. Feels like a while since it was announced in its digital and then the physical release, which got delayed until now. Again, another double pack, remasters of two supposedly very excellent action-adventure games, some of the best in the business when they originally released with fantastic stories, back when game writers were decent. You can shift between the old graphics and the new, and I can't wait to play them. Remember, Limited Run did a version of their own, but the retail release is also coming in a deluxe edition, which has a steelbook, an art book, and a soundtrack CD, which I think is gonna be popular. And my executive producers, Switch Effect, Lewis K, Adamantium, Super Ben Julio, Dane Wilkinson, Cartoon Soren, and Thorn Metal Luna have chosen this as their pick of the week. And if you want it or any of the retail games in this video, please consider purchasing via the links in the description and pinned comment. That massively helps me and the series to keep producing useful physical content for you guys. VGP are a really good company with free worldwide shipping on orders over 75 Canadian bucks, which is, like 54 American dollars plus. Each week if you buy something, you are put into a draw to have a chance of winning a $10 discount coupon. And this week's winner is Michael C. Congratulations, Michael. You should get an email from VGP if you haven't already with your discount coupon. Thank you so much for your support and everyone else out there. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 is releasing physically this week on Nintendo Switch 1 and as a code in a box bullshit on Nintendo Switch 2. However, I still wouldn't celebrate the Switch 1 version just yet since a download is required according to the box art. I don't believe we know what that download entails, like the 1 and 2 collection was only for the multiplayer aspect, which if you weren't interested in like myself, then it wasn't much of a big deal. I guess we'll have to see what this download is for in this one. Again, it's going to be great though, a well-made package, although I did hear they rejigged the 4th game to fall in line with the rest. They made it less ambitious from what I'm aware, which annoyed a lot of people and fans of the original games, and understandably so. But my executive producers, JCross7776, Ishin, and Josh Foote have chosen this as their pick of the week. Elsie is releasing in Europe this week. I could have sworn I talked about this game already, so maybe it was delayed from a previous date. I think it was due in May before. North America is getting this just a bit later, like a lot later, in October. But this European edition is coming in a mini collector's edition, whereas North America appears to be a basic standard release. And my executive producers Surfacing for Air and Michael Del Polito have chosen this as their pick of the week. Cattle Country is releasing in Europe this week. I haven't seen anything about a North American release. This is a cozy life sim but set in the Wild West of sorts. A bit of ranching, a bit of pioneering, a bit of dysentery. You'll be mining, fishing, crafting, but it also retains some tropes of that era with bandits and robberies or something. Reviews are pretty solid for it, mostly positive all around. The major complaint is the lack of a followable narrative. It seems to be a do whatever you want kind of management game, which is fine by me. And my executive producers, Danielle O, Dave Hurstwaite, and Kevin W, have chosen this as their pick of the week. Now, there are no low-print limited releases this week. I don't know why, so we're just going to delve straight into the import section. As always, if you want to import any of these from PlayAsia, you can do so via the links below and get 5% off with my code Jordan 2025. Doom Sweeper Rapid Fire Edition is an interesting game. I still haven't played it due to being busy, but I will make a video about this week. This physical release is exclusive to Asia, and it's one of those games where Nintendo in North America and Europe have rejected it due to their return to more conservative policies. You won't find this on the eShop in those territories at all. It will be on the Hong Kong eShop, and I think that's it. The physical for it, however, has some exclusive DLC on the cartridge, hence why it's called the Rapid Fire Edition. It seems to be a tower defense sort of game with obvious slightly naughty stuff going on, but I don't know, I'll have to see later this week. And my executive producers, Wixit and D's Nuts, have chosen this as their pick of the week. Irem Collection Volume 3 is releasing this week after being slightly delayed from when I first talked about it. It's a retro compilation with 3 very nice Irem shooters. I made a video about it a few weeks back and I thought it was a nice package. As always, it's a bit meager in terms of quantity and it is the biggest sticking point, but I would be lying if I said I didn't really enjoy my time with all 3 games. Strictly Limited were supposed to do this in Europe, but there is no sign of it coming together yet, so this Japanese release, which has English, is the safest way to go. It's coming in a standard edition as well as a collector's edition, also on PS5, and my executive producers, Nerdy Sean, Robotech, Vey, Radio to Rancid, and Dave Horworth have chosen this as their pick of the week. Azura's Crystal is releasing in Asia this week with English. I don't know what to make of this game since it's barely got any opinions or user reviews anywhere. It's a bit of a mystery despite its digital release happening a while back. I mean, it looks alright, but the developers and publisher make me a little bit wary. It's an import exclusive, and if you want an exploration collectathon kind of thing, maybe it's an option for you, and it's also on PS5. And my executive producer, God of Resin, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Japan is also getting these 2 games, or it's technically 3, but 2 cartridges. Sadly, none of them have English, which is a crying shame because I would like to play all of them in English. Alright, let's jump into the community spotlight. Burning Kitsune Mask sent in this photo with evidence that cats can, in fact, smell culture. Executive producer Cartoon Soren sent in this photo picking up a bunch of what I would say big budget anime style games. I've not played any of them, but if I was to choose one, I'd probably try and go for Fate. I don't know why, just appeals to me more. Executive producer Danielle O sent in this photo with one of the most obscure Otome imports, Taisho Cross Alice All-in-One Edition, which has English as a free update. Executive producer Dave Horworth sent in these visual novels, all from Entagram, which means I'm pretty sure, I'm very 99% confident none of them have English, but you can't say having these on your shelves isn't, visually appealing. Franco F sent in this photo with the game that, no matter which way I say it, people like to comment on how wrong I am. When I say Wallachia, people say, actually, it's Wallachia. I heard it from Castlevania. And when I say Wallachia, people say it's pronounced Wallachia. Either way, I don't care. It's a fun game. Executive producer Ghost Bune sent in this photo, picking up Tamagotchi Plaza on Switch 1. I saw that in Japan, this game sold a crazy number. Who knew it'd be so popular? Executive producer Instacritic sent in this photo with Caravan Sandwich. You'd think, there must have been a better name for that on the ideas board, surely, somewhere. Executive producer Kevin W sent in this photo with the collector's edition of the Staffer case. Now, that's pretty badass, and I heard the game is really good too if you like Phoenix Wright stuff. Cowell sent in this photo with 2 Tales games. I decided to abandon my part 3 of the Switch 2 boosted miniseries that I was doing. I just found it so painfully boring to do, but I did play Tales of Vesperia for part 3, which I'm not going to do anymore, but it runs completely at 60 frames now on Switch 2. The overworld stuff was at 30, then the dungeon stuff was between 30 and 60, but now everything is 60. It's awesome. Executive producer Lewis K sent in this photo with Yakuza, which I think will also probably benefit from the Switch 2. I remember hearing about performance issues at launch. Either way, it's a great game that I mainly want just for the arcade games included, because I'm weird. McLaren sent in this photo with the Vengeful Guardian Moonrider, which may have been influenced by my sales video, which I featured it for like a third of the original price at Pix and Love. It's a big boy. Executive producer Sora Cat sent in this photo picking up Root Double, which is often found cheap these days, and that's good because it's a great visual novel. A well-produced game that focuses on the plot rather than any romance, which is what I 100% prefer. Stefan N sent in this photo with Slipstream, which is a game that I really want to play. I like Outrun style games, and the visuals for this one look superb. Executive producer Super Ben Julio sent in this photo with the Creepy Tales double pack. When I talked about this release, when it actually released, Funbox were actually taken aback that I said something mildly positive about them. Executive producer Switch Effects sent in this photo with loads of purchases from Too Many Games. Are we ever going to get a new Darksiders game? Something tells me no, but I wouldn't put a budget release past THQ Nordic. They do that sometimes, if they're still going. Are they still going? I don't know. Executive producer Vast Neon sent in this photo with Fashion Police Squad, where you shoot people and make them more fashionable. Feels like Sega would have made something like this for the arcades in the early 2000s. Executive producer Vey, my man in Japan, sent in this photo, repping the El Dorado creatures. I suppose it's a decent bit of marketing since I'd literally never heard of this toy line or whatever it is until the Nintendo Switch game, so yeah, good on them. Alright, let's have a roundup. The Family OG. The Enemy Parasite. Choco Loco James. Philip M. Riverless. Needless Dragon. Galban Penguin. Ashura G. Devil Angel. Twiggy. 2001 4. Bunny Bear. Andrew R. Robin H. Roger A. Lindsay S. Bent S. Alright, if you want to send in your pictures, the details are on the screen right now. As always, special thanks to my executive producers, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Brent McLean, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Punky Dooster, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Thorn Metal Luna, Vey, Instacritic, Precision Plague, Alex M, Feig, Josh Foot, Ishin, Lewis K, Kevin W, Jennifer M, Super Ben Julio, Double Dave, Husway and Hallworth, Wixit, Sora Cat, The Nemo 6, Ghost Bune, G Bautista 100, Rose, Adamantium, Azurath, Jake Vav, Eastern Blue, D's Nuts, Jeddah Crow, Brotoria, Surfacing for Air, Justin PDC, Vast Neon, Cookie Kid, Radio to Rancid, Danielle O, Switch Effect, Old Man Murphy, Cava Clavacol, Nerdy Sean, Ligma, Michael Del Polito, and Big Bruno. If you want to join them, the Patreon link is down below in the description, but if you don't want to, it doesn't matter. If you watched all the way through, you're also a legend too. If you watched all the way through, I want to know who you are, okay? Please leave me a skateboarding emoji in honor of Tony Hawk. Don't forget to check out some of my other stuff. I've got a lot of videos for you guys. Go check it out and have a fantastic day. Take care.